said in my heart, go to now, I will reprove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure. And behold, this also is vanity. I said of laughter, it is mad, and of mirth, what doeth it? I sought in mine heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting my heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what is that good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life. I made great works, I builded me houses, I planted me vineyards, I made me gardens of orchards, I planted trees in them, and all kinds of fruit. And I made pools of water, and of water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got me servants and maidens, and I had servants born in my house. Also I had great possessions of great and small cattle, above all that were in Jerusalem before me. I gathered me silver and gold, and the peculiar treasure of kings of provinces. I got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that of all sorts. So I was great, and I increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me, and whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept them not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit. There was no profit under the sun. And I turned myself and beheld wisdom and madness and folly. For what can a man do that cometh after the king, even that which had been already done? Then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly, as far as light excelleth darkness. Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verses 1 through 13. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have swayed the thoughts of men's hearts, and let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed, that we go not astray henceforth and forever. Jubilees chapter 4, or should I say 12 and verse 20. Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We thank God for you walking with Mr. Clay. I am Mr. Clay, and we thank God for those of you that have been with us since the beginning, and those of you who have been with us here and there's about, and we thank God for those of you who have just subscribed, as well as those of you that are thinking or about to subscribe, and those of you that are just viewing, even incognito. We thank God for you, and we call those things that are not as though they are. Yes, we're still in the book of Job. Job chapter 3 as you prepare. Or should I say Job chapter 4 as you prepare. And it's something that gets me. Have you ever saw a wise drug addict and a wise alcoholic? Many of them have wisdom in their own insights. From the drugs that they take, whether it's alcohol or some other type of drugs, they see things or know things, and it just, you look at them and you just shake your head. They always got something to say. Same with the psalmist. He tried getting high, getting drunk, and he figured that he'd have wisdom, and he saw that it was Solomon, even King Solomon saw that wisdom is better. To know better is better. Yes, it is. To know better is better. Now, Job. See, many people associate Job with suffering, and the context in which they associate Job with is your bills, your love, and all this other stuff. But Job's context was what I did everything right. I did what I supposed to do according to what I know. This was Job's context. I don't know what those other contexts came, but Job's context was I obeyed the law. I kept the law. Even though the narrative says nobody can keep the law. That's a lie. Job kept the law. That was before even Israel became a people that was recognized. Job kept the law. This supposedly Edomite kept the law that was passed down from Noah. There was a law. Abram had that law. He knew not to worship idols. Yes, Abram knew not to worship idols. Else in the book of Exodus, he would not have said, let's go to Bethel. Leave your idols, bury them under this tree, and let's go to Bethel. Else he would not have said that. But there was a law that you should not worship other gods. And there is no God beside. I have one YouTuber, this person says that there's an angel that sitteth on the right hand of the Most High. There is no one, I can't reiterate that enough, that sits on the right hand of the Most High. Now, you said the right hand of glory, that could be, whatever that's supposed to mean. But the Most High has those that inspire him. Or should I say, the one that exists. They are the ones that behold his face, or should I say the ones that exist face continually. You cannot do this because you're flesh. You will get tired. You will get tired of praising and exalt. These have been given a heart to just wanting to worship the Most High. Created beings for the one that exists only praise. Ones that cannot sin. Everywhere the Most High goes, according to the narrative, the prophet, they behold his face everywhere they go. Everywhere they go, they behold the Most High. This is something to really consider. And the only way for you and me to behold the Most High's face is in his law, in the law of the one that exists, that have given us. It's already in us. He just gives us a measure to judge ourselves. Is what the Most High does. Gives us a measure. That is the law. Your Jesus, your New Testament never gave you anything. In other words, it blinded you. It blinded you to give you righteousness. You think you're doing righteous, and then it's according to your opinion. What is the mind of God, or the mind of the one that exists toward this? It is in the law, statutes, commandments, and ordinances. This is where it is. You're blinded, according to Deuteronomy chapter 28. And you have to come out that blindness. It's time. Some of you never will. You would always reject the law, commandments, statutes, and ordinances of the Most, except it come for money. Some of you there, African preachers, you would sit up there, you would say, oh, I just want all the girls that don't have no underwear on to sit in the front row. That's a red flag to the altar, to get rid of this man. He lords over the flock of the Most High. He owns the flock. The only thing that should own you is the fact that you have governed yourself accordingly as God has shown you. That's what in you he has brought forth. You know you should only worship one God. You know you shouldn't be having that man's wife. You know you shouldn't covet young man his daughter without asking that man for her. You know these things. Now let's go on into the book of Job, chapter 4. After Job complained all the things that had happened to him, and he wondered, but he never charged God foolishly. He even came after his own life. let me go, let me go. I mean, have you ever thought about that sometimes? Someone that you love so much, his children. But apparently God let his wife live. And her appointment was let off in what she was used to do. Cursed God and died. This was not his wife. He knew who that was. But he couldn't see. Just like we cannot see how things befall us every day. We cannot see. So in verse 1 it says, Eliphaz the Temanite, answered and said, after he heard Job say the things that he says, if we essay to commune with thee, wilt thou be grieved? But who can withhold himself from speaking? Behold, thou hast instructed many, and thou hast strengthened weak hands. Thy words have upholden him that was falling, and thou hast strengthened the feeble knees. But now it is come upon thee, and thou faintest. It touches thee, and thou art troubled. You know, you would look at this guy and say, who in the world are you? If it come on you, you're going to act the same way? Nobody likes pain. Nobody likes suffering. Who? And then after you have done all you can do, and then all these things come upon you and you don't know where it's coming from, it will cause you to wonder, why am I living if all this has to happen to me? And I'm sure the ones that he have confirmed the evil needs and he has instructed many, he knew that these things come upon them. For what reason, he don't know, but he tried to comfort their atrocities that they suffered. The atrocities that they have suffered, yes. But now it has come upon thee, and thou faintest. Verse 6. Is this thy fear, thy confidence, thy hope, and the uprightness of thy ways? Is this the end of all of this? This young man says, or this younger man says. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or were the righteous cut off. Whoever perished being innocent, many innocents have perished. Or where were the righteous cut off? Many righteous have been cut off. For what reason? To rescue them, to save them from the time that should come, wherever or time period that they had been cut off. Even as I have seen, this is Eliphaz. As I have seen, that they plowed iniquity and sowed wickedness and reaped the same. But by the blast of God they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. Okay, Eliphaz. The roaring of the lion and the voice of the fierce lion and the teeth of the young lions are broken. The old lion perished for lack of prey, and the stout lion's whelps are scattered abroad. They're hungry. They're going to go searching for food, searching for stability. This is what's happening in Africa. Until the fierce lion finds food and the lion is given a place to hunt, to feed her whelps. The whelps are not going to stay. They're going to look elsewhere. Many of you go to different countries looking for, instead of building your own. You know there is an entity that keeps their foot on you, and they will fight tooth and nails to try to keep you down. Either way, it's going to happen. But you stand, and the longer you stand, the more stronger you get, to the point where you are stronger than your enemies. China is one chief example. You must stand, and you must stand together, period. You're rich, you're poor, you're in between. All must stand together, regardless of the consequences, life or death, starvation, malnourished, or whatever. You must stand. And then, only then, after you have met that prerequisite, you will become stronger than your enemies, and they will melt before you. In the thoughts of visions of the night, when deep sleep faileth on men. Fear came upon me and trembling, which made all my bones shake. Yes, Eliphaz, God dealt with Eliphaz here. He allowed something to come to him, or some entity or some spirit to come to him. You can say angel or evil angel or whatever you want to call it. It's a messenger. That's all it means. Fear came upon me and trembling and made all my bones shake. Then a spirit passed before my face, and my hair, the hair of my flesh, stood up. Did it speak audibly? Many times they speak to what we think of as the mind, the conscience, your inner thoughts, to make it think as your core. Eliphaz knew this was not his own thoughts. Apparently he did. But then he felt that chilling and made his hair stand up. Something's in here. I don't see it. I don't know it. The same thing with Job. I'm sure he felt something come, and all of a sudden a feeling came, and also here comes this condition. This happens before every condition. If you notice your colds, your flus, even COVID, even all those other conditions that have come upon us, there's something that came, something that we felt that something is happening in me. I don't know what's happening. Do you not know spirits have control? These spirits have control over conditions of men. Men think they're doing it. All these other diseases were invented, but it didn't come to pass till a spirit gave it that push. Even the push that went into the minds of men to destroy other men. AIDS, all these other things, man-made things that backfired on the whole world because of hatred, jealousy, deceit, and greed. Yes, it came upon them. It passed before my face, and the hair of my flesh stood up. Something's here. It stood still. I could feel it stood still. It passed. I couldn't feel it moving no more. But I could not discern the form thereof. An image was before mine eyes. Something was before my eyes. I saw something, but there was nothing there. There was silence, and I heard a voice saying, "Shall mortal man be more just than God? Shall a man be more pure than his maker?" Many of us question God, and we condemn God. We mock God. We say God does not exist. We say God begets when God created and commanded and gave laws to everything that God created. Who among the children of men can be more just than God? The one who is, the one who exists, the one who is eternal. Who? No created being can be more just than the created his maker or her maker. The animals praise God. The animals know their nature. They know what they are capable of. They do not go around cursing God or charging God foolishly for something that they don't understand. But yet many do. You look on social media and all these other things, they charge God foolishly. And he says now in verse 18, "Behold, he put no trust in his servants, and his messengers he charged with folly. How much less than them that dwell in houses of clay, whose foundation is in the dust, which are crushed before the moth." God watches everything. He saw why Eve was tempted by that morphing entity or that spirit that was allowed to go and tempt her to see whether she would obey her husband or listen to his teaching. But then the fact is, see how much she loved her. I bet he would even betray you if she betrayed him, because he loves her more than you. The spirits see this. They see you love sex. They see you love other things. Your wife, your girlfriend, your friends, your own sexual desires. They see that you wish you had some other way of getting out of the hurt that you feel, or you feel that you shouldn't trust women, so you walk out of your gender. You shouldn't trust men, but you walk out of your gender. But the trust is not in men nor women. The trust is in the Most High. God don't trust you, no, because the heart is deceitful above all. Who can know it? But God will try your intentions. Yes. Now, he goes on to say, how much less them, not you. You're crushed before the moth. Your life is as a cloud. You're nothing, is what this spirit, this entity was saying. They are destroyed from morning to morning. They perish forever without any regarding it. Many perish even as I speak. No one even pays an account. You have those who are lighter, much brighter, that says, oh, it's just darker, man. That's all. They were evil anyway. And then you have a darker man that might say, oh, there's a lighter man, and he's too light and bright, and who cares? All he does is evil anyway. Let them perish. Let them all perish. Let them go. They don't regard that. Blowing up little fishing boats. For what? In international waters. It's none of your business what they're doing. If they didn't come into your waters, what good is it? Does not their excellency which is in them go away, and they die even without wisdom? Yes, many do die foolishly over things that they should not die over. Many of you that run from your country to and fro, you run here and there, and some of you try to, even those of you run from the United States. When it's time to fight, you fight. When it's time to sit back, you sit back and wait till the time is right. But to run, you may die. There is no wisdom. Where is the wisdom in you running? Where is the wisdom in you laying with your neighbor's wife? Where is the wisdom in you laying with the man or the woman's daughter who's a virgin, little boy and little girl, to give your virginity away and then charge a person a bride price for your own foolishness? He's paying for the other men getting what should have been his freely, as he have given to your father, thanking them for what they have done to keep your virginity. And man, to stay stout and stern. Did you not know that Isaac, in the book of Jubilees, was 63 years old before he married Eve and Rebekah? Yes, he was 63 years old. A virgin. Didn't say he lay with any other woman. He was a virgin. 63-year-old virgin. But in today's world, that is foolishness. You've been bamboozled. Is your life even more than your genitals down there and the way they feel? Some of you, yeah, man, I got to have it. No, you don't. You don't have to have anything. It's foolish. If you want it, what good is it if it cannot produce? You cannot become one to produce one. That's what sex is about. Becoming one. When he said they shall be made one, the translators got it wrong. It means to produce one. You're going to have a family. Becoming one with your wife and your other wife or your other wife. They know each other. Yes. To make one. The whole interpretation is off. How do you become one? How do you copulate or copulate? Most of you know, unless you're a child listening with your parents. You become one to make one. Period. This is what it's all about. Why does the lion choose the lioness? And she lays down and she wants him to copulate with. And she wants him to make sure that she has a cub. The two have become one, and they make their pride that way. Enough of that. But yet we go foolishly seeking our royal oats and all these other things. Gathering riches. Even Solomon in all his wisdom knew this was foolishness. What is more prized than my seed? This is what Job was faced with. He was faced with his seed being destroyed. But he could not charge God because he did not know the reason. He did not know. And many of you think because you have riches and because you have armies and you have people that come and go that you are a god. No, you just got money and some authority. That's all that is. And that could be taken away by a virus. And you 6 feet under and no more. But yet again, can mortal man be more just than God? Are you more better than God because of this? Will not your excellency go away with you? And you die without wisdom? Job knew, I enjoyed the life that I have, but why has this come upon me? All I ever done was just help people. But then God, we know the end of the story, but we're going to continue. And if we do those things that are right before the Most High, even His commandments, statutes, and ordinances, they are our mirror as to what is right and acceptable to the Most High. And with that, I will say, peace.